The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is really very pleased to be part of this process of working together with the stakeholders in forestry, in agroforestry, and in agriculture here in Guyana. We're especially happy with the work that is being done to bring attention to the fact that gender is an important part of the work that is done in forestry.
This gender group is a collection of people that come from different institutions, different parts of the system, international people, government agencies, and so on. And they are the ones that are very connected to these communities through, for example, the Guyana Forestry Commission or Yarrowkabra, Ministry of Agriculture, and so on. So these members of the Gender and Forest group have a first-hand feel for what the communities are struggling with, certainly as regards gender, livelihoods, conservation of forests, all the good things that as a country we already agree we want to promote.
We found that in all of the communities we went to, all 4 of them, women were in leadership positions for the community organizations. In Mainstay, obviously, we had a woman to show. In all of the other communities, Coomacka, Tree Friends, Yarrowkabra, and in Yarrowkabra, the heads of those organizations are also women. So I think that was a really good indication for us that women are involved in the forest sector in Guyana. And then also that there is a willingness for women to participate. That was also surprising. So we thought perhaps that maybe women shy away from going in the bush, as we say, but we found that it's not so likely. That they do say that yes, it is difficult for women to be involved, it is dangerous, but it's also dangerous for men to be involved in the industry. So we found that there's a good opportunity for more involvement of women in the forest sector, and I think our data should lend to policymakers to kind of figure out how we can implement more of these projects to involve women to gain an income or a livelihood from the forests in Guyana.
I think it's more in some areas for us a validation. So like in terms of the role women play in forest businesses or the timber business in these small forest logging associations. So the women are doing the kind of record keeping, the more administrative type of work, going to the meetings, even benefiting from training. You see that kind of level of participation more. But we have, and I'm excited to, because of the research, see in communities like Coomacka, where the women are a lot more, and Tree Friends in Region 10, it's a lot more than them just doing this administrative kind of work. They also have the experience, have the knowledge, and are felling trees themselves. They know how to, rip a log into lumber and those kinds of things. So not so much of a surprise to me, for instance, who've been, engaged in some aspects of the forestry sector over the years, but the fact that it's still happening, like those kinds of things, like the ripping and the felling is still kind of happening. But also the kind of increasing role that they're playing as well. So you have those who own chainsaws, and so they're business owners within the sector, which is not a lot of times accounted for or considered, because you don't think of a woman being as part of a small loggers association. You think maybe she's just doing the administrative part of the work, but not actually being a business owner as part of the whole enterprise. So that's been one of the findings that I'm particularly keen about.
Women are incredibly talented at being able to turn around and generate livelihoods that are sustainable. They think in a very long-term kind of way, not just cash for today, cash to spend for today. They actually are thinking about the forests and thinking about how do they work together in a way that can last. Women actually, they don't want problems with the law. If the system says to go like this, women tend to want to go like that. there's an assumption, especially in our society, and the larger gender studies suggest that men tend to look for the shortcuts. Men are less educated. Men rely on physical power to do things like masonry work or forestry work or gold mining work, right? So they use their bodies. Women have to use their brains a lot more, so they're a lot more educated, and it seems like women want to do more of the right thing, and that's actually good for compliance, because the rules for compliance are designed to actually sustain a lot of our ecosystems, our economic sustainabilities and so on.
If all men and women and children, boys and girls, have equitable access to the resources and the support that they need to maximize their potential, their livelihoods and their input, we have better lives for everyone, we have better use of the resources, we have better sustainability in forestry.